Hello, beautiful people. I am so happy to be here with you today. Happy Wednesday. It's getting a little chilly here in Miami where we live, and I hope that you're all comfortable where you are. We're living in crazy, challenging times, and I want to talk to you today really about goodness and sweetness and really about achieving your dreams. So, as we get started today, for those of you who are new, while people are joining, if you're here with me, put in the chat where you're from, and what, yeah, just where you're from and what the weather is like where you are, right? Because we want to get all comfy. Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm Bari Lyman, and I'm the creator of the Meet to Marry method, Get Unstuck in Love. What I do is I help singles, amazing singles like you, to permanently break through unconscious relationship patterns permanently and summon your soulmate. And that is the point of everything that we do. And we've been doing that for about 15 years. Oh, I'm so blessed to work in such a happy business and paradigm. That is my mission and my purpose. So welcome. While we're getting started, I want to see who is here, and then we'll dive in. Okay. Oh, yes. Is there a live today? How do I access? Oh, yeah. So we are live. Yeah. Okay, so for those of you who are not seeing it, of course, this replay will be up. So today, the question that I want to talk about, because what we do here is we bust through myths and we challenge conventional wisdom about relationships to make real changes for love. So again, so that you could be living your dream. So as we kick this off, the topic today is, are you ready? Are you really ready to receive love? And that is the question. It really is all about receiving. So what comes up for you when you think about that? So I want to look at the chat and see what we're noticing here. Okay. So what do you notice? I want to see if I can see all of you and talk to you um, right now. Okay. Yeah. So if you're here with me, please chat. Tell me that you're here and where you're from. Okay. I think now I might be able to see everyone. Yes. Okay. And see the live. Okay. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. I can see you all. Okay. So the question is, are you really ready to receive love? Now, maybe you say to yourself, of course I'm ready. I'm divorced. I've been working on myself for so many years. I'm a good person. I love to give, right? So, but we're really talking about now receiving. Because when you think about receiving love, I want to ask you, healthy love from a real partner. What do you notice about that? Have you ever had it? Have we ever had love the way we really want it? Yeah. Okay, beautiful. I see that we're here. Good. So the truth is, most of us haven't. Most of us have not. And I want to share a story today. And behind me is my wall of love of just a sampling of clients. And I share their wedding pictures. They share with me and I share with you. So one of those clients, her name is Rebecca. And Rebecca grew up in a home where, her mom was narcissistic and her dad was really not present. And so for her, relationships were bad or non-existent. So when it came time to go to finding love and really deciding at 47 that she did want a partner, she started to notice that she really wasn't ready. So, readiness, everyone, is not about a certain age. It's not about being a good person. And it's not about just kind of wishing or wanting. So, Rebecca noticed that she noticed that ultimately, when it came to love, that she had walls up, walls. And the walls that we have up, because healthy love is so unfamiliar, right? Then we don't know truly how to receive because it's so unusual. So, what are we used to? What is comfortable for us, right? Because healthy love definitely isn't comfortable for most of us. So, for yourself, put in the chat, what do you notice about healthy love? Have you ever really had it? Rebecca hadn't had it. We never had it. The people on the wall haven't had it. The 1,000 people that came over the last 15 years or so never, ever had it. So, again, if you've never had it, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about receiving. So, let's think about what it feels like to receive healthy love. If I were to tell you you're going to meet your soulmate today, the person who's going to love you and see you, have your back, what comes up for you? What do you notice? So, for most people, what comes up is, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And what most people really do say is, how do I trust it? How do I trust it? I was speaking with a lady the other day who just couldn't stop telling me about all the men and how low quality they are, right? She was married for 20 some odd years, and then she dated men who really disappointed her over and over and over again. And she said, I got really good at screening men. So she kept screening and screening and screening and screening and screening for 4 years. She's screening. And I asked her really how that felt, because another coach said to her, oh, you're not finding the right ones because you're not screening well. Well, does that make sense? She's screening and screening only and being open and trying, but every single man was not committed, would ghost her, would say one thing and do another. So, what is really going on here, and why is that happening? Why is that happening? Because it feels like it's a problem that's out there, right? It feels like it is the men. Men are low quality. It's where I live. Maybe I need to lose 20 pounds. I don't know. What it really is, when I asked this lady, and I'm going to ask you, when you choose the men that you are screening and you go out on dates with them or you go to coffee, why did you choose this? For example, there was a man she thought could be great. Why did you choose him? Why did you go out with him? Did you see any red flags? And she said she did. So I said, why did you go out with him? And you know what she said? She said, I was intimidated. Can anyone relate to that? Going out with men that maybe seem good on paper, they seem like they're going to be amazing, but they let you down? Yeah. So when we delved a little bit deeper about feeling intimidated, I said, if you're screening, why did you go out? And she said that she had her own fear of rejection. Okay. So can anyone relate to that? Years of not getting your needs met, years and years of not having love the way you want it, being married to someone who didn't meet your needs, and then looking all the way back to childhood about your needs not being met. So when initially I asked the question, do you feel ready to receive love? let's see who's here. Yeah. So when I ask if you feel ready to receive love, and people say, of course I'm ready. I'm so ready. I'm totally ready for love. There's just no men. To that, I say, we need to shine a light. Just like with Rebecca, just like with this lady I spoke with, who realized that really and truly, where is the problem, right? Because we're successful women, and successful women are problem solvers, right? We solve problems in our careers. We solve problems with our children. We solve problems in our communities, right? We're always solving problems. So this is a pragmatic conversation, really, about telling the truth about really why we say I'm ready. And this is the conversation. For those of you who have just joined, we're talking today about, are you ready to receive love? Are you ready to receive? And what we're starting to see is that even though I feel, yes, I'm ready, that a part of me is really not ready. And when we look at the truth of it all and diagnose the problem, is it that there's a shortage of good men? Are all men low quality? Because people at every age say to me, oh, there's a lack, there's a shortage, and everyone seems to be low quality online. Except that you married your husband, whom you probably didn't meet online, right? And that didn't turn out, right? So what we want to do as heart-centered, I'm just plugging in my computer, as heart-centered, problem-solving women, we are now telling the truth. We're telling the truth. So really, if we see a pattern, if you notice a pattern in your life, we want to really understand the pattern, why it's happening, and then fix it, right? Who wants to solve this problem of meeting low quality men? Because what's it costing you to say, I'm ready? It's not me. It's not me. Many women say, I've been to therapy. I've talked about the past. The woman I was speaking with, she said the same thing. And so did most of the women on the wall who found their soulmates. You see, talking in therapy, I asked her what therapy did for her. And she said, it helped me decide that, one, my ex-husband was either going to show up and be the one, or we were going to get divorced. So fine, she got divorced. And I asked if there were red flags when she got married. And of course, there were red flags when she got married. So can you relate to having red flags, to seeing red flags in the men that you choose? Right? Admitting is a very big part of it. So without shame, just being honest, because we're problem solvers here, is if we're meeting the same low quality men, we married that kind of man who didn't honor us, and we didn't have a father who really met our needs the way we needed, right? So who's the common denominator of the pattern? We are. We are. So if we're the common denominator of not finding the right men because we're not as ready as we think. I thought I was ready. But I see that therapy did not prepare me to be ready to receive. Because receiving love that is unfamiliar really speaks to vulnerability. And most people think, well, I share with all these wrong dates, I share with all these men my vision and my dream, so I'm being vulnerable. But to that I say, that is not true vulnerability. Vulnerability is having an ownership from you within about your worthiness for love. But when love feels so like I'm going to get rejected and I'm going to get abandoned, right? That's the real energy. That's the real block. So if you feel at any level, even unconsciously, that love is scary, love is unfamiliar, all my clients who find love at first, they're like, is it going to last? Is this really real? Well, let's fast forward back to Rebecca's story. Rebecca says that, wow, my husband is such a dream. He sees me. He loves me. I'm so inspired. We share Christian values. I have the greatest life. He's always there with me. Now they're building real estate and doing life together. And she said, wow, I totally wasn't ready for love. I totally wasn't ready. And her guy said the same thing to her. He said, I wasn't ready. I would not have been ready. Like the timing, we both had to have done our own work to be ready, meaning everything had to come into alignment. Because when Rebecca was operating from her childhood fears and wounds and avoidance and being hurt and not trusting and just focusing on work all the time, you think she had the space for love? No way. And do you notice that you don't have space for love? Yeah. Okay. Now I see who's here. Sarah, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. Christine, Isabel, yay. Oh, good. Now I know how to see you guys. I'm so happy that you're here with me because the truth is, ladies, you all deserve to thrive. You deserve to have your soulmates. You deserve to be in a totally different paradigm. But what most women do is they put it off. They focus on work and they say, now is not the right time. Now is not the right time. Now is not the right time. And what do we sacrifice? We sacrifice our dreams. We sacrifice our fertility. We sacrifice our health. That is the biggest thing. Why? That is self-protection. Self-protection repels love. The energy of love is a flow, is a congruence, is I see you. But most of us have not received that, so it's so damn unfamiliar. So it feels comfortable to say, I'm not leaving my comfort zone. Maybe next year, maybe next year, maybe next year. But then next year doesn't come. So I am talking about thinking in a success-oriented way, that the things we don't know, we need to learn. We need to learn an embodiment. I'll give you an example. Let's say you decide, I want to get fit. I want to run a marathon. You make a decision to do that. Is it enough to be well-intentioned and say, okay, I'm going to get some new running shoes and I'm going to read running magazines, and you go outside the first day and you start to train and you can barely run around the block, right? It's uncomfortable. You don't know how to do it. Versus being in a mindset of, wow, I want to do this, but I am fully committed and I need a new way and I need to see the future and I'm going to do what it takes to make that happen. Like anything else, right? Fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear that you're going to get rejected and abandoned again, not trusting love, wondering where are the men. So I tell you right now, ladies, all of you, I love you enough to tell you the truth. I'm not here to give you Band-Aids. I'm not here to tell you, you can't believe what people are telling women. I had a client who's her dating coach told her, the reason you're not meeting men is because you don't get out enough. The reason you're not meeting men is this. And she actually shamed her. More shame. Does this woman need shame? Or does she need love? Does she need to be built up? Does she need real information? And why do dating coaches tell people that? Because that's all they know, because they don't themselves really know the root cause. That's just the truth. So if you want to make something happen, the first thing you have to do is decide, I want to experience something that feels scary. I want to do it. I want to lean in. I want to experience this lifetime. Because once you make up your mind, that's when the fun begins. So we can't create something alone that we're not ready for, that we don't know what it is, and that really is so damn unfamiliar. It's more familiar to blame men are low quality, men are this, the dating apps are terrible. It's not true. It is absolutely not true. It's just that you don't have a coach, you don't have a plan, you don't know how to do it. So therefore, it's way more comfortable to complain. And I say this with love, not shame, because that is the comfort zone. Because when we complain about dating and we put everything else, we put it off and we put everything else in front of it, we also don't have to deal or make changes. And the last thing is that we get sympathy. We get sympathy in our comfort zones. Oh, I know love is hard. So I know that it feels like dating is hard. I know it's hard. So we like the sympathy. But so for those of you just joining, just to bring it back, we're talking about, are you really ready for love? Are you really ready to receive love? And the truth is, I'm doing this for a very long time, that no, I'm not ready to receive because it's well out of my comfort zone. So when we're not ready to receive, we're afraid of abandonment, we're afraid of rejection, we're down here, low vibe. Your man is up here, ready to give. But unfortunately, when our energy is, I don't trust, I am afraid of abandonment, which is the comfort, the familiar, then when you date, what kind of men do you attract? Right? We attract men who will abandon us. When we're afraid of being truly seen, we attract men who don't see us. And that's just how universal laws work. So it doesn't matter if you're successful, you're beautiful, all of that. We have a worthiness problem no matter what words we say. So the first thing, to wrap it up, is to first admit, wow, I don't know how to receive. And you know what? I do have fear. I do have fear. Again, that is not shame, but it's not, there's no shame to admit it. But when we have fears, that's very low vibration. And low vibration attracts low vibration, right? So it doesn't matter how many dates you go on. It doesn't matter how many years of breaks you take. It doesn't matter if you say it's not in the cards for me. That is not true. Love is in the cards for every human, every single human. And you deserve it. And you deserve to experience love this lifetime now. Really, you do. And then people say, well, how do men know? Like, how does they know when I'm online and I have a nice profile and I have nice pictures and because it's energy. It's energy. It's like attracts like, and you cannot fake it. As much therapy as you've had, as much as you meditate, it's energy. And if you don't have a strong foundation and belief, you'll always resort back to receiving is scary. I don't know what receiving is. Okay. Number 2, start to understand that the creation of anything successful in life, from building a business to having a great body, to having great friendships, to having a great career, all begins with a decision. It all begins with a decision. That's all. The decision to make changes comes first. Because really, to create success, it's do. Be someone who knows, who understands what it is to receive, because your walls are down, your guard is down. You're really, really being that person, instead of men suck and this is what all my friends are saying and I'm going to take a break. Because a break from love, a break from dating is just relief from bad dating. Right? If you want something and you say, I want to create this career, but I don't, or sales or anything you're going to do, or weight loss or fitness, you say, well, I'm going to take a break from jogging. I'm going to take a break from my trainer. That doesn't work. Right. So that's where the admitting comes in. And you want to say, I don't know how to receive, but my heart is open and I'm ready to learn and I'm ready to trust. I really am. Okay. Because the third piece of this is saying, I don't need a man and I'm going to give up and I'm going to wait. And it's God forgot about me, or whatever you tell yourself, right? I was there too, is a lie and it's inauthentic and it's incongruent with receiving love, healthy love, not shitty love. I'm not here for you to be a people pleaser and to attract emotionally unavailable. I'm here to open your eyes so that you meet the person of your dreams. That's really what that's about. So let's not lie to ourselves. Let's tell the truth. And 4, many of you are self-aware. Many of you do yoga, you meditate, right? You do energy healing, you do all this beautiful stuff. And hi, Tammy. Hi, Mimi. Hi, Nicole. Welcome. So again, just to recap those who have just joined, we're talking about, am I ready to receive? Am I ready to receive healthy love? And most people say, yes, I'm ready. I've been wanting this forever. But the truth is we are not ready. We have emotional blocks. We don't have a plan. We're inauthentic. We don't know how to do it. And we have walls up. And that's really the truth of self-protection, because we don't want to get hurt again. So the truth is, I don't know. I have a problem receiving. I don't know. And you may be able to receive, obviously, from your friends, from your puppy dog, from your pets, from colleagues, from different communities. But this is different. Healthy love speaks to the core of your being. Right? You might have this friend and that friend, and friends it's easy, and business is easy because you get to go home and you don't really have to open up your soul and your heart, and you're not marrying this person. Love speaks to the unfamiliarity of wanting to feel safe and honored and cherished, right? And that part is what is so unfamiliar. And again, that's another training, but that speaks to your identity. So, since many of you meditate and you date yourselves and you get massages and you take vacations, and all of this is your form of self-care. But guess what? That doesn't change the fact that you don't know how to receive, right? It's one thing to receive, a massage or energy healing. But in my experience, these are temporary things. Then you get home and we don't know. We sit at our computers and we don't have a partner and a soulmate for a year, 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, for many 50 years, right? So what I want you to do is learn how to open up your heart in a real way where you become integrated and you have an embodiment for this. But in my experience, we can't do it alone. And next week, I'm going to release a new interview with Wendy, who's a trauma therapist who had worked on herself forever, but she too had a receiving problem. She didn't know how to receive love. She'd been hurt so many times. And even though she's a good person and helps other people, she still hated men deep down and didn't trust them. And if you feel that way, how are you going to find one? So you'll see in the interview that we turn that whole thing around in a very short time. And now she is like enjoying a sweet relationship where she does receive with a man who wants to give her. So to that, tell me in the chat if you're ready to receive, right? If you want to learn how to receive. Now I can see the chat. Yeah. Healthy love is your birthright, right? And the admitting and saying it out loud and typing it in already is a big step, because most people, like the woman I spoke with yesterday, she was like, wow, I never considered that. I didn't know it could be me. So that's a piece of this, is really learning how to open up and how to experience something new before it even happens, right? By clearing. So just to wrap it up, I look for people. You don't have to do this alone. You don't. There is an answer. There is a structure. And I look for women who are ready to receive, want to learn how to receive, and who are tired of wasting time, tired of putting off my dream and putting off my dream and putting off my dream and waiting and sitting home alone and in the dark crevices of our minds at night when we're not distracting, right? Who here's a masterful distractor, right? So you want to let go of that. Let go of that. So really, if you're ready, there is an answer and there is a solution. And this is what I do to help people to experience sweet, healthy love in a very short time. Imagine healing these walls, taking them down, but not talking about the past, but in a real training program where we get future focused. You set a goal and we reach that goal together because we come back to today and we do the real transformation where, I learned how to believe. Okay, great. We clear the emotional incompletions that really keep us from being ready to receive. We clear the past. You start to understand the new future. So exciting. We design a future and you have that future. So again, if you're ready to make that happen, then I want you to put in the chat, let's put in the chat, receive, ready to receive. Because once you receive, ladies, it's so healing for men too, if there are any men here, but it's just so healing. And then you become a light. You just live in a whole different world, in a different space. And then you have this relationship for the rest of your life. And that's what it is. So if you're enjoying this and you're enjoying hearing real answers to real challenges that we have, then please definitely share this with a friend, invite them to join the group, and send your questions. Okay. And Christine will put in the chat, meettomary.com. If you'd like to have a conversation about it, we'll jump on a call, we'll look at it. And if this plan is right for you, great. You'll get a lot of benefit from the conversation, right? Because I care. I do this because I care. And she'll drop in the chat, meettomary.com/step into love. And it would be my profound honor to help you and then put you on my wall. And we celebrate you. We celebrate your life. All right, guys. It was great seeing you. Next Wednesday, same time. Send your friends 12 o'clock Eastern every week. And I have a really great topic for you next week as we move into the holidays. All right, guys, have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye now.